Welcome to our Atrium. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Grigo, Digigo, and Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. This is Chris Connell's third solo exhibition with Art Atrium. I met Chris the first time when, quite a number of years ago, when I went to National Art School for their master's degree graduation show. And I remember thinking that there must be some good artists that I can, sort of try and get them to exhibit with us. And Chris, I love Chris's work. I saw his work, but I haven't met him yet. And then I remember Sebastian Goldspink, who is now with the Residency Airport Gallery there, but he was part of National Art School, and he came up to me and said, "Simon, I've got a really good artist I want to introduce to you." I said, "Who?" And then he pointed to his painting. I said, "Oh, yeah, I actually love his work." So I met Chris then, and so we had a chat, and so we decided that we'd work together. And at the time, he got a prize, where he can exhibit in a little gallery across the road from National Art School. So Chris said to me, "What do you think? Should we make it an Art Atrium exhibition?" I said, "Why not?" So that was the first solo exhibition. And then we had another solo exhibition here, and this is the third one. And I really think that Chris is a fantastic artist. He's totally underappreciated at the moment. I'm sure he'll be much more appreciated in the years to come. But his work is great. And you'll be wondering why it's so like these paintings look so funny. They just all look all white. It's actually like we have a little bit of a performance after this. I think there will be a bit of unveiling. There will be a bit of music to celebrate this. But today, this exhibition is also a celebration of Chris's mum, late mum, who passed away, Maureen, about a year ago. So Chris has been working towards this exhibition to celebrate her life. And to open the exhibition, we have Reverend Christine Garforth, who has done a fantastic job at the Crystal Grime Lighthouse. She's a spiritual care coordinator there. So she was telling me that there's 150 beds there, and she's a department of one. So I think you can tell how busy she can be. But Maureen was actually a volunteer there. She has a number of volunteers helping her. Obviously, you can't do it with just one person. So she has a number of volunteers helping her, and Chris' mother has been doing it for probably about 10 years. So Christine had known her 6 years that she's been there. So I'd like you to welcome Reverend Christine Garforth.
Thank you, Simon. It is my privilege. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
It is my privilege to launch Chris Connell's exhibition, Maureen Rose of Light. For those of you who may not know Chris or Maureen, Maureen is Chris's darling mom, as Simon said, who sadly passed away about a year ago now. Maureen was a beloved wife, mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, friend, community member, and mentor. And we did work very closely together for the 6 years I was still at the hospital, but for her 6 years, which was very meaningful for me and how I came to know her. Not long after her passing, Chris voiced his intention to honor his mom's life in this way, to create this tribute to her through his artistic expression. And during the past year, through his grief, Chris has been deeply reflective and sitting with very big questions, as we do when we are in our grief. This creative process has supported him through this time, and it has been a way of connecting to his mom, to the mystery, and to love itself. So how does one capture the essence of the human spirit? Well, I find with these concepts of love and human existence and spirituality, language is very limiting. And each of us in our human existence is unique, and each of our relationships is unique. But the truth is we can only come to know ourselves through being in relationship. So I find it helpful to consider how the person made me feel, or for what did that person advocate, or what did I learn from this person? Not only through their words, but through their lived actions, through the quality of their presence. Chris has asked himself these questions, and the answers are here in the room. Maureen delighted in a shared human connection, in learning, in the exchange of wisdom, in the practice of empowerment. She practiced acceptance and non-judgment. She dared to speak her own truth whilst respecting the truth of others. Maureen had a deep understanding of the fragility of life, of the importance of respecting our limitations, and of the importance of the practice of rest. She walked her talk, and she role modeled all of these values. Through his artistic expression, Chris invites us to connect with our heart, to allow ourselves to feel the qualities and the values embodied by Maureen. Maureen's legacy is living in each of us who knew her and is portrayed here today, beautifully captured and expressed through each piece of art. But whether we've known Maureen or not, and pivotal to Chris's exhibition, these themes of love, humanity, and joy are truths so relatable. These works speak equally and directly to the spirit of each viewer. Chris, this practice has asked much of you, but you have drawn on love itself, as well as on the practices of gratitude and trust and wonder. One of Maureen's frequently used words was divine. She would use it to describe the piece of cake she'd just eaten, the beautiful tone of granddaughter Sisha's voice, a meaningful conversation she had with a patient, and each and every one of her loved ones. And my sense is, for Maureen, when she used the word divine, she was referring to her spirit's experience of pure joy, wonder, and awe, or her experience of feeling the depth of genuine human connection. Maureen is definitely here with us today, and I imagine if she could speak, she would likely argue whether she is worthy of a tribute this divine. So I'll leave you all here now for what's next. But before I do that, it feels very important first to express a heartfelt thank you to you, Simon, for making the show possible, for hanging the words and all the work you've done to make this exhibition possible, and especially in the time where I know you just arrived back from an overseas trip and pulled all of this together really beautifully, so we thank you. We also thank Sisha and Karen and Sil for their music that we're about to hear. We thank everyone involved in contributing to this meaningful day and exhibition, and importantly to each of you for your presence here, for your support of Chris, and for joining me and all of us now in acknowledging and celebrating this amazing achievement. Congratulations, Chris.
If I could give you one thing in life, I would give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes. Only then would you realize how special you are to me. I greet you from the other side of sorrow and despair with a love so vast Ushata on a bridge.